So today we have Christina, who worked with me for around, I think, 18 months, which is a
Yeah,
while.
maybe more
And
even.
yeah, I think it was around a year and a half, maybe a bit more, and
Yeah.
had some great results. So Christina, do you want to introduce yourself briefly and tell us why you started working with me?
Yes. So my name is Cristina and I'm 36 years old. I started training with Juan because I got a back surgery, a discus prolapse, and I decided that I needed to get stronger. I got some physiotherapy after the surgery, but then, of course, yeah, it finished. And I knew that I wanted to continue because I cannot afford more surgeries. And on top of that, I also became pregnant after the surgery. So it all came in a combination that, yeah, I needed some guidance to not train by myself, to take into account everything. So the back surgery, the history, plus the now upcoming pregnancy. And yeah, that's why I chose one. And then we started doing so. And yeah, after I gave birth, I also decided to continue to ensure that the yeah my physical state will keep on being good, and yeah, no risk of further injuries. So
Mhm.
so far so good.
Good. So what were your goals when you started working with me?
Well, the main goal has always been that, yeah, avoid further surgeries or like big injuries, uh, which of course also transforms into being stronger, especially for me, in my case, have a stronger back so I can handle my kids with no worries that, yeah, and basically that I can perform day-to-day activities, right? So yeah, I guess the overall goal is stronger back, which applies to have a normal life and be able to go after toddlers and do shopping and yeah, be able to manage things by myself. And of course, as a side quest, be healthier because yeah, I never focus on being like training and being a how to say like I never been super sporty person. It's never been a focus, but clearly having a big injury switches the focus quite fast. So yeah, I needed also a little bit of how to say not only motivation but yeah guidance to like yeah be able to achieve not only like in the short period after surgery, pregnancy, whatnot, but kind of thinking a bit farther into the future, like be healthier. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know if it makes sense. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, if it does for you,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah,
Um, Good.
yeah.
And why did you start working with me over all other, options or fitness choices?
Yeah, in my case, well, I mean, I don't know if it's good to say, right? But we kind of know each other through friends. Like we were acquaintances before you became my trainer, so I also knew what you were doing before. I knew that you were working with women. I knew you were working with pregnant women, with postpartum women. So of course, for me, it felt such a obvious choice
Mhm,
compared with other trainers that are more based on like fitness, pure fitness.
mhm,
I felt the extra focus on women's bodies, on pregnancies, on postpartum. It's definitely a plus. Yeah, I mean, in my case, it started because I was pregnant, so also, so it there was no question that I didn't find anyone else with that focus. For sure, there is others, but maybe they didn't come across. But yeah, it was a very obvious choice in my case. Yeah.
mhm, mhm. Nice. Um, what is the biggest change you have noticed in yourself?
We talked a bit a few times. Like I think knowing that someone else is not checking after you, but in a sense like following your journey, like making you accountable that you show up and like you don't put stupid excuses. Uh, that one for me is like a very big deal, and also the fact that it's personalized, so it's not like you send a program to everyone and that's it. Uh, like the program can change, the program can and adapt. You can change the frequency, you can change the type of exercises. I feel other times you just buy a package, a postpartum, and then here is your
Mhm,
PDF and go enjoy it. Do it many times and you'll be fine. And with you, it's a more personalized type of training because everything is followed after. Like am I
Mhm.
doing this in the right way, or this thing hurts when I do it or not? Or so yeah, I think it's a much closer, how to say, yeah, like you look closely after what you send and like follow up
Mhm.
and yeah, making me feel like accountable that yeah, are you doing it? Is it making any results? You could challenge yourself on this. Like every time I send you videos, you are like, come on, you could do this with 20 times more weight. So stop cheating yourself. Like this is really low. And so, yeah, I like that. It's
Mhm.
not a PDF. It's not a one-time communication only.
Mhm.
Yeah, which I feel other cases of people I know, it's much more like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, what was your main concern before starting the journey, and what put your fears away?
Um, yeah, I guess many pregnant women will relate. Like it feels so scary to train when you are pregnant. Like it feels like you are such a delicate thing, right? And on top of the pregnancy, for me was also my back. Uh, what it put my fears away is to see that I could do it.
Mhm.
Like start doing it slowly. Like I never felt like crazy challenge myself. It always felt like a very natural step by step process. But also seeing the journey, it's really how to call it in English. It's really fulfilling that you know
Mhm.
that you are going better. Like you start with you start with easy things that everyone can do, and then slowly we have been moving up. And I mean, I look at videos when I was like 35 weeks pregnant, lifting weights and doing things that I will have never ever thought. Um, so yeah, I feel I got in peace with the training or how to say or with the style because it was really gradual. Like
Mhm.
always working towards more difficult exercises, but in a yeah easy way that I could see my body reacting fine with it, like going with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it also make me feel less of a precious yeah vessel or how to say like we always think of pregnant woman as very delicate and like they
Yeah.
can do nothing, right? And so it's also a little bit empowering to be like, okay, I can do things by myself, of course, consciously and not being stupid on what you do, right? But yeah, it's very empowering that yeah, I can move things even if I'm pregnant, if I do it correctly, if I know what I'm doing. I can take care of my toddler even if I'm pregnant because I know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
That is super empowering that yeah.
That's amazing. Um, what surprised you the most, or made you the happiest about the work with me, or during the process?
But yeah, like honestly, knowing that you always knew that I could do it, or how to say, like you kind of knew that I could achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. Because in the beginning, of course, it's always like, we'll see, right? Like until you cannot just skip the process. So it's hard to sometimes look in the future and be like,
Mhm.
yeah, I did all of these things, right? But I felt that for you was never a question, like, oh, we'll see if you will manage to do the thing. So I really like that for you was always an obvious path, or how to
Mhm.
say, or maybe an obvious goal, I will say. For you
Mhm.
was obvious that we will get there. For me was like, we'll see. Let's go 1 week at a time and see what we get from there. I also remember when we were talking like around birth, that it was like, in a few weeks after birth, you'll see that you will already feel like start training and start doing things. And in my head was like, no fucking way. Like there is no way. And then I don't know how many weeks it was, but it was not so many weeks after birth that I was like, okay, I think we could start doing
Mhm.
something slowly and yeah, like let the body kind of come back a little bit to where it was. So that's really cool. That
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I
like
remember
I
that.
felt yeah your positivity in that sense, but not positive, not naive positivity, but like positivity in the sense that you were confident that things will work out and like if we work it, you will manage to do it, right? So
Mhm.
I like that very much.
Nice.
Yes.
So what advice would you give to anyone like on the fence about starting this program or jumping into something like this?
Yes, I will say that I feel myself like despite that I've been training for like around a year, it's still hard for me to say that I'm into fitness or like fitness. And I feel many people have that barrier that you don't see yourself as a gym person or
Mhm.
like a gym bro or whatever. But everyone can train. Like everyone can achieve their goals and get better if you do it through the right program. So I think that's something that people should not be put off. Like the fact that you are a personal trainer doesn't mean that people will need to be lifting 300 kilos weight as a goal. It could
Mhm.
be way smaller things, but for you will make a big difference, right? So I think breaking that barrier that fitness is a thing for other people, for me
Mhm.
was a big thing. And I think many people is scared of breaking that barrier. I don't
Mhm.
know if it makes sense.
Yeah, totally, totally.
Yeah.
I heard that many times. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, that I think that will be like a very big uh, tip or like a push for people. Like forget about that. Like go and do what you have to do. Improve on what you want to improve, and
Mhm.
it will slowly take you there. Like
Mhm.
yeah, I guess another good tip is to be patient. Like you will not, nothing will change from one day to another. Yeah,
Yeah.
and sometimes the most difficult is to find the time. The exercises themselves are not the difficult part. So also like I think many people could be scared like, oh, I'll be in pain, or
Mhm.
I don't know, it will be too difficult to
No.
exercise, or no, probably that's the easy part. Uh,
Mhm.
Being consistent and finding the time, that's a difficult part, and that's why you get a coach to push you a little bit and help you find the right yeah,
Mhm.
times. I don't know if anything made sense.
It totally does.
Good. Yes.
Good. Just two more questions.
Yes.
So, what are the like three benefits you have experienced as a result of working with me?
See, yes. Well, of course, the most obvious, I don't have back pain.
No.
I perform daily activities as any other person. And yeah, many people get surprised when I said, like, yeah, like 1 year and a half ago, I had a surgery. And like, for many people, it's like, what the hell are you saying? Are you
Yeah.
crazy? So, of course, that's a really personal benefit for me. Um, and then, yeah, like as a mom, I really think being able to move to the pace of my kids,
Mhm.
I love that. I love that I don't need to think about it. I don't need to be careful about it. I don't know. I think that's a
Mhm.
strong thing. And then, of course, the third one, like I think I became a little bit more, let's say, structure in the way I train, or like it it came up a little bit on top of my agenda. Like maybe it was not so much
Mhm.
uh, by having like a coach. It moves up. Like you need to put it on your weekly activities. So
Mhm.
definitely it's a goal, because if I didn't have the help, it might just go down on the priorities.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. And of course, overall, I'm feeling much better. I can, yeah, as I said, I can do things as anyone else, or even stronger. Sometimes I always think about it, like I might be even stronger. So yeah, that's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. And if you were to recommend the program to your best friend, what would you say?
I said that, yeah, it's really easy to follow. I love that there is an app, that there is videos. I never remember the names of any exercise. You know that one. I never remember. So thank God those videos are there, because if not, half of the times I will need to be Googling what I'm doing or what is this exercise. So the app itself is super convenient. The fact that it notifies you like through the phone, like it pushes like notifications like, hey, today you have a training, is also a good reminder. Not like you have to do it right away when it pops up, but it's a good reminder that things are not to be forgotten. So I love that. I love that we can talk all the time. Like you are always open for a message, video. Can you correct me this? I love that. Especially in the beginning, I feel now I'm better at what I'm doing. Like I know better what to do. But in the very beginning, it was really important to also be sure that I'm in the right position, I'm doing the right
Mhm.
thing. I love that you always had the time to do that follow up, even on like just through the messages in the app, right? So it's not like we need to book a meeting and think about it. Also, the fact that it's in an app allows you full flexibility. We don't need to meet in the gym. We don't need to be at the same time in the same place. I can do it whenever I feel
Mhm.
like. I can do it in any gym. I can do it in my home. I can do it when I'm traveling. And the things can adapt, because we, of course, talk about it. So if I am going to be out for a while and there will be no gym, we change the program. I love that. I think that makes it so easy to fit the schedule.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think that's, for me, those are, yeah, probably the best parts of it. Yeah.
Nice. That's amazing. Thank you.